Hey everyone, we'll just wait for one more minute before we begin. Great, so let's begin. Thanks everyone for taking out the time. So we'll start off with our agenda today. Today, we'd like to provide an introduction of our team, watch a short video about the company and product, and move into a press and partnership announcement. And Alan will give a product demo as well as a Q&A. So Alan McGrath is our co-founder and CEO. He has a decade of IT experience with a deep understanding of consumer behavior, and he applies this knowledge in user experience design for our platform. Alan and Chris, our COO, co-founded an ICO with 700 members, raising more than 100 million US dollars. Alan holds a bachelor's degree in web design and development from Southern New Hampshire University, and he also served in the Marines. Chris Uniken is our other co-founder, and he is the COO. He's a blockchain expert specializing in technology enablement, digital transformation, enterprise intelligence, and performance management. He served as an advisor for 3 blockchain firms worldwide. Chris earned an MBA and a BBA from East Carolina University, and he's actually a #1 or a formerly ranked #1 professional poker player. Next, we have Shraddha Chadha, our CFO. She's an experienced startup consultant with expertise in financial planning, corporate finance, M&A, private equity, and capital raising. She's a chartered financial analyst and has worked as a senior associate at Deloitte, was a risk manager at RBS, a research consultant for Microsoft, and earned an MSc in risk and stochastics from the London School of Economics. And yours truly, I'm Al Young, the CMO and a former board director and advisor for several blockchain firms and nonprofits, including the American Marketing Association. I'm a former CMO for BitCover, raised 35 million in an ICO in 2018, and ran a digital marketing agency in San Francisco in the 90s. I've helped launch products for Adobe, Apple, IBM, Disney, Sony, and consulted for Siemens and Microsoft in marketing and public relations. Now, we're headquartered in Henderson, Nevada, with team members in London and Kuala Lumpur. Our extended team is spread throughout the world, and Alan will give you a description about them.
Thank you, Al, for that intro. I'm just gonna reclaim host real quick, share my screen. Can you guys see my screen okay? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. So over the last 16 months, we've been hard at work. We've been putting together an all-star team that's been able to make this project come to fruition. Extremely grateful. I know a lot of you guys are watching right now, so I just want to extend my gratitude And thanks. So thank you for all your late nights and hard work on this project. I'd like to play an explainer video now of our product before I pass it on back to El.
What?
OTC deals are often executed over chat networks like Telegram, WhatsApp, or Skype. These transactions involve hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. But the chat networks weren't designed for trading. And as a result, many investors have been scammed, leading to mistrust and doubt in the industry as a whole. OTCTrade.com is a game-changing platform that facilitates over-the-counter cryptocurrency trading. The patent-pending technology provides a regulated peer-to-peer environment with exclusive access to the best deals, blazing speed of deals and transactions, institutional-grade custody and security. With OTCTrade.com, you can launch a trading desk and access a pool of available dealers, pre-verified desks, and licensed broker-dealers. Transactions are guaranteed, and you can trade with much greater confidence. Get access to deals instantly, securely. Launch a desk today.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know what happened there.
Make you host here. Should be good to go.
Thanks. So, hold on. Today, we're accepting beta customers. This is a press release. Hold on, this is not good. I'm a bit behind. Sorry, I'm having some computer problems.
Oh, no worries. Al, I think your mic's muted. Al, your mic, it's muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
No worries.
We're accepting beta customers who deal or trade in crypto. Trading desks, crypto exchange investors, family offices, institutional investors, venture capital firms. And some of the key features that Alan will discuss with you and do a demo of include great access to exclusive deals, AML, KYC, platform security, as well as custody with Prime Trust. That includes a $5 million insurance per account.
Yep. Thank you, Al. So some of the operational efficiencies, blazing speed. So with the PrimeX network, we're able to transfer assets instantly whenever you're doing a trade. And I'll be able to get into that in more detail once I show you. Automated KYC process. Again, we're leveraging the Prime Trust API in order to automate this process. Platform like this would reduce your operating costs. You know, we absorb all of the fees whenever it comes to KYCing an individual, whenever they're signing up to your platform, you know, withdrawals from the platform as far as fiat is concerned. It's automated process. Like Al said, each Prime Trust custodial account comes with 5 million USD insurance. Platform like this has low investment cost. And what's nice is access to bespoke deals, which is excellent. So I'm going to be able to walk you guys through all of that here shortly and show you exactly all the different asset types that are allowed to be traded on the platform, and all the different fiat that we're capable of custodying through Prime Trust. And of course, a platform like this reduces conflict of interest. You're dealing directly with the counterparty that is in control of that asset type. So there's never any doubt, who you're dealing with. You're dealing directly with the source. And with that, I'd like to introduce Skylar Hawkins, who's the VP of Business Development at Prime Trust. Prime Trust is a technology-driven trust company that provides trustee, custody, escrow, AML, KYC, payment processing, accounting, and compliance for numerous stablecoins, exchanges, OTC desks, platforms, broker-dealers, investment advisors, portals, and others who are building businesses that are changing the world. Prior to joining Prime Trust, Skylar spent several years at Start Engine, helping entrepreneurs raise capital via STOs and other online offerings under Jobs Act regulations. Skylar graduated from Georgetown University in 2010 and lives in Los Angeles. Skylar, the floor is yours, buddy.
Thank you for that introduction, Alan.
Absolutely.
And can everyone see and hear me okay?
I think so, yes. Yep.
All right, excellent. Let's
Alan,
see. So,
I'm sorry, Alan, can you unshare the screen so that you can get Skylar on this full screen?
I believe that's you sharing. You're going to have to cancel that.
There you go.
excellent. Well, great to be in touch with everybody. As Ellen mentioned, my name is Skylar Hawkins, and I am the Vice President of Business Development at Prime Trust. For background, Prime Trust is a Nevada-based financial institution and trust company chartered in the U.S. state of Nevada. And we got our start back in 2012 with the passing of the Jobs Act under the Obama administration that went into effect in 2015. The Jobs Act was a revolutionary piece of legislation that enabled entrepreneurs to raise capital through the internet, specifically through a new mechanism called equity crowdfunding, and 3 new SEC exemptions called Reg CF, Reg A+, and Reg D 506C. Prime Trust, as a financial institution, began providing escrow services to the different funding portals such as Start Engine and Republic that emerged to fill this new market opportunity. And to this day, we continue to provide those platforms, KYC compliance services, payment on-ramp services, escrow services, and more. As a natural corollary to conducting these escrow capital raises, as well as the corresponding explosion in crypto interest with the Bitcoin bubble maxing out at 20K, there was a tremendous secondary market opportunity that emerged for both the trading of secondary private securities like those issued by Start Engine under an ATS style secondary market framework, as well as for cryptocurrency style trading between large institutions like Binance US or many other players in the space. What Prime Trust did to fill this market opportunity is develop a second API to complement the escrow APIs that we're providing to equity crowdfunding portals. And this new API, referred to as white labeled trust custody, enabled cryptocurrency firms, crowdfunding platforms, OTC desks, and more to white label the banking and payment services that Prime Trust is able to provide, and to offer it out under their own banner as a complementary piece to their otherwise functioning business. To walk you through in a bit more detail how that white label trust custody API works. The very first thing Prime Trust does for any new user that enters our platform in order to meet our BSA requirements is an AML KYC check on that user. We can accept both individuals and entities. For individuals, KYC generally takes roughly 30 to 60 seconds for them to pass. For an entity, it will take a little bit longer, usually about 1 to 3 business days, as we do have to do thorough due diligence on the firm's beneficial owners. But once a company or individual passes compliance, they're able to deposit funds into the Prime Trust ecosystem using a myriad of methods. We accept everything from wires, ACH transfers, credit and debit cards, mailed checks, and support about 150 different crypto token types today, including all of the major coins that you would expect, including Bitcoin, ETH, ERC20 tokens, Stellar Lumens, and more. Once a user has passed compliance and is ready to deposit funds, what Prime Trust is able to do is open up a US custody account for that specific user. Think of this as similar to a US bank account in that it does come with full FDIC insurance, as well as our ABA insurance bond for $5 million to protect our users against things such as employee misconduct. And within the companies that integrate with our API, they're able to look directly into these accounts, see who these users are, see what fiat or tokens are holding in their account, and move them around between other accounts as is needed to fit their business model. A few common examples that we see utilized today would be ATS style trading, Binance style cryptocurrency exchanging. We can facilitate Venmo style peer-to-peer trading amongst our users and much more. And when we were approached by Chris and Alan at OTC Trade, we saw a natural extension of this service and a very complementary product in that OTC Trade is able to provide a DVP style delivery versus payment solution, as well as that Telegram style auction house for the trading of these cryptocurrencies, something that Prime Trust can enable through our API, but was not offering out directly. So very excited for the OTC Trade relationship and the natural extension to the Prime Trust services that that provides. A few other notes that are important to mention. In addition to holding US dollars and cryptocurrency, Prime Trust is also able to custody a number of foreign currencies that are very relevant for our users. That list today, while not terribly long, is relevant and includes euros, British pounds, Canadian dollars, Japanese yen, and Australian dollars as well, that can all be held within our accounts today. And in terms of the API integrations that we're able to provide, using a tool of the US Federal Reserve, we're able to offer our clients a well above the typical FDIC threshold of insurance of $250K, and can actually extend to our users, such as OTC Trade, over $130 million in FDIC insurance in working with Prime Trust. A few other important notes to mention. As Alan will be demonstrating shortly, Prime Trust offers what is called the PrimeX network, which is the ability to do free and instant transfers between accounts on the Prime Trust ecosystem. These transactions are blazing fast, sub 1 second. I believe the most recent number is 665 milliseconds is the average trade time on our platform. And I will turn this over to Alan shortly, having provided that Prime Trust background. So you can see a demo of our services in action, both the custody side, the payment side, and the ability to do these transfers. So with that, we'll turn it back over to you, Alan, for the demo presentation.
Thank you, Skylar. Okay. You guys should be able to see my screen now, eh? It's what everybody's been waiting for here is the demo. So really excited to show everybody what we've been working so very hard on, nearly 17 months now. It's been a lot of work. So today I'm going to be demoing a white labeled platform. Essentially it's a reskin, right? So it's going to be operating under a subdomain. So this is going to all be in a sandbox environment for demo purposes. And today we're going to be talking about KDC. I'm going to be logging in as KYC verified end user into the account. I'm going to have to pull up my two-factor authentication, standard and mandatory. Of course, security is paramount in this space. Chimneys. We've also implemented device and IP address checks. So if you're logging into your account on a different device, you're going to have to re-authenticate. So now once logged into the account, you see the logo here at the top left. Of course, all the typography, the branding can be different. All we need is your style guide in order to make it around your company's brand. Here you'll see the date and the user. Every user is going to be an alias. It's never going to be your real name to keep you anonymous. Custodian, of course, Prime Trust, our backbone. A have section, a want section, and action. So before you can actually do anything on this platform, you're going to have to KYC. So as an individual, like Skylar had mentioned, it takes about 30 to 60 seconds in order for you to submit that information. And as far as a company is concerned, you're going to have to, it takes a couple more minutes. You have to submit things like your articles of organization and people that own 25% or entities that own 25% or more equity. It's a very seamless process, all automated. all handled by Prime Trust. So once verified, you'll see here the KYC verified, the insurance badge, and now you're going to start, you can use the platform as you wish. So I'm going to get into deposits first. So up here in the top right, see a little wallet section. Just click on it. You'll hit view. And here, this is just what we're going to be starting off with. We can quickly add the other fiat options that Prime Trust can custody. You know, Canadian dollar, Australian, euros, Great British pounds, Korean won is in the works, Japanese yen is something as well. And of course, many other digital assets. So we're going to just start off with the majors, but we'll be able to quickly turn on all of these here. So depositing USD fiat, for example, into the account, very simple. Just click on bank accounts. You see here, wired, deposit reference, withdraw, and ACH method. So if you want to just wire some money into your Prime Trust custodial account, here's all the information. So you're going to be wiring directly into a Prime Trust account. As far as withdrawals, same thing. Of course, 2FA is mandatory. You'll also receive an email whenever you are initiating a withdrawal. That's going to come from Prime Trust. Just add any account name, routing, account number. Then you would see that withdrawal here as far as wires are concerned. ACH, so we've also integrated Plaid as well. So you can link up your bank account, Bank of America, USAA if you're a veteran. Plaid offers a myriad of different options to choose from. It's very straightforward. So back to the main page here. This is where all the good stuff is. I'm going to quickly describe exactly what everything is here. So for demo purposes, we have two different platforms, two different desks, two different tenants essentially, right? This is a multi-tenant application. So KDC would be one tenant that lives on this network. So each tenant's going to have their own brand. You know, this guy, Jason, which is obviously, it's always going to be an alias, as mentioned, is a part of this desk main. HTC is a part of KDC, and so on. So very straightforward. Now this gentleman here, Big Hooney, is part of this desk. Is 29 Bitcoin, 5 BTC min. This is what I can purchase as a minimum from this seller, from this user. And he wants USD plus 1%. So if I hit trade, for example, I'd be welcomed with this window here. So it's similar to an RFQ style method here. At the bottom left, you'll see every 30 seconds, you're going to be quoted a new price. And how we're pulling this price is through the Crypto Compare API. All the information about that user is going to be right here as far as that deal is concerned. And I'll just go ahead and initiate a transaction. Show you guys how quick the Primex network really is. Just give me a second to pull up my 2FA. So very quickly, I would just select my USD, 5 Bitcoin minimum. So let's just do 8, for example, automatically propagates the price. The amount plus the markup, $899. This plus 1%, that's going to this guy. It's going to Big Hooney. Platform fee is very transparent. And if you see here, after the 30 seconds and it requotes the price, it's going to change that BTC price based on the amount of USD that you have in this area. Or it could be, Bitcoin, whatever the case is, BTC for ETH. So just make sure that everything looks good. Enter in your code. That's it, trade completed. See here that his balance updates in real time. I get notified about the transaction. See here under completed trades. You see that I just sent 90K to this gentleman. I received 8 Bitcoin. Here under completed trades, you would be able to see all of your prior history, of your prior trades, buys and sells. For example, if you hit view here, you can see a complete audit of this transaction. So the from and the to, this is happening on the Primex network. So this is not a transaction ID that you can go look up at etherscan.io, for example. That's not what this is. These are internal transactions that are happening. So from custody account to custody account, your funds, your assets are never leaving custody. Transaction fee. Now, as far as posting an offer on the platform, very straightforward as well. Top right, new offer. Here's the custody account, Prime Trust. You select the asset that you want to sell. Let's say, Bitcoin, for example. So you want to get rid of 30 Bitcoin. The minimum amount, this is the minimum amount somebody's going to be able to buy from you, essentially. So we could just, put that at 5 BTC. Markup, this typically depends on market sentiment. In a very bullish market, we're obviously not going to see, any markup on this kind of a deal. Bearish, maybe. So I'll just leave this blank for now. So this minimum sell price and this maximum sell price, you may have noticed this not tradable and pop up right here. This is what protects you as a seller and as a buyer. So it's something that we've implemented. So this updates in real time. Essentially, it's a window, or a range, I should say. It's a range. So the minimum sell price that you'd sell 1 BTC at, let's just say 11,000. And this is something that other end users will not see. This is only for you. This is just to protect you. Maximum sell price, obviously, let's just do 50K. We all want a 50K Bitcoin. Select the asset type that you want. Again, it could be any of the assets that are being held in custody by Prime Trust. So it could be all the 100+ different asset types that are available. For demo purposes, I'm just going to choose USD. That's it. So I'll just get my 2FA again, post this to the platform. That's it. So if I click refresh here, as the end user that just posted that offer, I won't be able to see that offer. That's simply because you can't trade with yourself. I do have an admin account pulled up on the other screen here in incognito mode. So you will see that offer that was just posted. If I wanted to initiate a trade, very straightforward, hit trade, go through that process that I just showed you guys. Now, since I'm in the admin account, I'd like to show you the admin backend. The only thing different here is admin area. So here you would select the platform, KDC. You would see the different desks, admins, see the total amount of offers that have been completed, the dollar value amount of those trades, any fees. This is very important, obviously. This is what you've earned. So how you would earn this is by onboarding individuals or companies underneath your desk, and they perform a trade with another member that's either a part of yours or cross desk. And I'll get down to I'll get to the breakdown here in a minute about that. So the amount of members that are a part of your platform that you've onboarded. Here you can manage those members. You can see their account status, KYC verified or not, the role of that user. You can ban them for whatever reason, promote them to an agent. And here you can see their information. See their nickname, their real information, phone number, address. Just a full audit of that person. Of course, all the current offers that are posted by your members, the amount that's been filled, by who, and lastly, the completed transactions. You can filter, say you want, USD, for example. You quickly filter that and see what users have USD on the platform. If you want to get into further filtering, you can say have Bitcoin want USD, you can filter it that way as well. So here under transaction history, you'll be able to see all your crypto deposits, crypto withdrawals, if there's any, fiat deposits, withdrawals. On the left sidebar here, active offers. These are all of your active offers that you have posted. You can cancel it if you want. Take it off the order book. And under canceled offers, you'll be able to see that a few seconds ago, just canceled. Settings, very straightforward. Kept it as simple as possible. You just change your password, and two-factor authentication is obviously mandatory. Notification tab here. I think that's it. I'd like to open this up for some Q&A. I've covered this. Pretty well.
Thanks, thanks, Ellen.
Sure.
So if you have a question or a comment, please type your question into the chat window. If you're press or media, please indicate that you're press before asking the question, so we'll give you priority. And also, if you'd like to sign up as a beta customer, please email chris@otctrade.com today. Thank you very much. I see we've got some questions already.
Yep, I see that. I think this might be one for Skylar here. It says, it's from Carl. Said, you talked about U.S. bank account. How does this work for Canadians as they cannot open U.S. accounts?
Yeah, so first and foremost, Carl, I'm not permitted to give legal or financial advice, so any of these final determinations should come from your attorney. Prime Trust, we only open and operate U.S. custody accounts for our users, and because we are regulated by the U.S. authorities, we do not report the holdings of Prime Trust or our customers to foreign governments. I believe the specific law involved here is FACTA, but would refer that to your attorney to make that final determination. We are able to hold Canadian dollars in our US accounts, and we are able to accept users from Canada, both entities and individuals that wish to sign up with us. Any reporting obligations, though, or specific national laws, though, would have to be handled internally by our own organization and legal team. I'm not permitted to give you that feedback, but I can tell you that we do work and operate with numerous companies in Canada today.
Thank you, Skylar. Looks like we have another question here from David. What does the $5 million insurance cover? What does it not cover?
Okay, so for this, I would refer you specifically to the Prime Trust website about section, and the specific link for the $5 million insurance would come from the ABA. The correct link to utilize is abais.com/FI bond. That covers all these specific instances of things such as employee misconduct or things along those lines where that insurance policy would come into effect. That is a policy that we are required to have by law as a financial institution and have posted on our site. We do offer that FDIC insurance as well. That would typically be $250,000 per account. But because we are a trust company and working with a network of corresponding banks, over 520 in total, we are able to use a tool of the U.S. Federal Reserve to provide $130 million plus in FDIC insurance to our users as well. So those are the two primary policies that our user base is covered by in working with Prime Trust. FDIC insurance is pretty straightforward. And for the ABA insurance bond specific, since it does vary some by state, the specific acts that would trigger it, I would refer you to the Prime Trust About section on our site or that specific ABA insurance link so you can do your own due diligence on how we operate.
Thank you, Skylar. So it looks like I have a few other questions here. Just going to start at the top from David. One is, what is the process if we want something added that's not currently supported? does Prime Trust report to IRS or file SARS or SARS? Do we have to file your own?
Let's see. So in terms of adding a new cryptocurrency token to the Prime Trust network, that is something that we're able to accommodate, but does vary some based on the blockchain protocol that we'd be working with. There will be a timeline and a price point associated with adding those digital assets, but that is something that we're able to do. If you do provide that information to OTC Trade directly, they can communicate it to myself, or you can reach out to me directly. But that is a case-by-case analysis in terms of adding new digital assets. So it would have to be handled based on the materials that are submitted to us. And in terms of Prime Trust itself, so we are regulated by the state of Nevada and are audited on a regular basis. Would again just refer you to our general site and the information about Prime Trust to see those regulatory requirements. Some of that information we do make public. Other pieces of that information we keep confidential based on our registration. But the key thing to know is that we are chartered and regulated by the US state of Nevada. We do provide our users reporting for things such as their requirements to the IRS at the end of year. So some of that is included in working with us. The full scope of our regulation can be viewed on the Prime Trust site directly.
Thank you. And from Trevor, what is the smallest increment for the want size? So that's interesting. We can actually segregate the networks on the platform. So whenever you're going to be on the main network, whenever you're going to be sharing liquidity with other platforms or other tenants, there's going to be a 5K min, which is very low. And some of the desks that we've been setting up for, they have 50K min. So they want to use that platform for that as well. So on the main network, 5K min. If you want to create your own, you know, we can toggle on and off those counterparts on the back end right now on a technical level. We're going to be working on implementing a UI specifically for that feature. So that's something that we're going to have outlined in our roadmap. So look out for that shortly on our Medium. So Daniel Greaves, could you elaborate on how the fees work for a desk and what a process would look like for a desk onboarding a new client? Yes, absolutely. So you guys should still be able to see my screen, right? So here we've done a lot of market research. This is split between maker and taker. So 50 bips on each side. So a 250K deal, for example, you as a KDC owner in this demonstration would earn $12.50. If trader A and trader B were onboarded to KDC and they did a trade between one another, you're receiving half of what we see as a platform. So obviously it tiers down based on volume. And with cross-desk trading, that's respectively cut in half. So say trader A is a part of KDC and trader B is a part of XYZ desk. Each of those desks respectively earn a fee. So it's cut in half. So somewhat of an incentive if you have your own network. So there's pros and cons. Obviously access to more liquidity cross desk, but you make more money if you create your own network. So a platform like this could be leveraged from anybody that's an influencer in the space to an OTC desk that's acting as that middleman that's always connecting buyers and sellers, to a crypto exchange that wants to now open up peer-to-peer trading to their clients. A fund manager, for example, that's handling their clients' assets. There's a myriad of different options. We've built this to be agile enough to support different business models.
So Alan, we have another question from David Actory. Also, you mentioned promoting someone to an agent. What does this mean in the context of this application?
Okay, so David, that's simply just promoting somebody to an admin level of that desk so they can have administrative access to that platform. So here, pull up that admin account again. So these are essentially agents, HTC and Social 1998. You just promote them to an admin, to a manager. So Trevor, how do you make somebody an agent? You just simply promote them. You just click on this button here. If I want to promote him to an agent, this guy one day soon, I could do that. David Ivers, do you have a product roadmap? We're working on one, and look out on our Medium very soon. We have some really exciting things in the works. Thanks to Prime Trust, they've been amazing just working with us. Really excited to get that out there. Some things we are exploring is cross-custodial trading, and that's something that really excites us.
So Chris sent some questions in as well. There's a list of them. Do you want to tackle any of these, Alan, or in the list?
Yeah, I'm trying to read through them. It's quite a bit here.
Here's one. How long does it take to set up a white label of your platform?
Just a few days. As long as we have a style guide and your logo, it only takes a couple days. At least on our side, so you have to submit to Prime Trust KYC of your company account, and once approved, you can go live very quickly. We just actually got our production account yesterday, so really excited about that. We'll be working hard over the weekend, and we'll be ready to go early next week. So we have about 8 or 9 commitments right now. So we've been pretty busy. It's been a lot. So Trevor saying for your patent pending status. So we have multiple patents that were been filed, provisionals and non-provisionals. So we've been going through that process for quite some time. So we have multiple that are pending.
Here's another one. How do you address a potential conflict of interest in working with exchanges? That is counterparty or transparency risk, knowing the person you are trading with against, making sure that finding out if they don't work for the exchange itself.
Right. So every single account has to go through KYC process, like I said. So you are going to be working or operating under an alias. So that is going to keep your account anonymous to an extent. However, this account needs to be in control of this asset here. So 89 Bitcoin, for example, Social 1998 needs to have this. And the way we're quoting our prices is very straightforward. There's not a spread, so we're just pulling from the Crypto Compare API. So we're not adding anything onto this. So it's going to be very transparent in that respect.
How fast is instant settlement? Is there any latency?
I believe Skylar may have mentioned.
Answered that? Did he answer that?
I believe so.
Yeah, so it is sub 1 second to process these trades. I believe the average time that was shared with me yesterday from my engineering team was 665 milliseconds to actually process the trade once initiated.
Okay. When will the platform work with non-crypto assets, and what types of assets?
So you're going to have to, so with securitize.io, for example, or Polymath, you can bring that to the Prime Trust infrastructure. ERC20 protocol, for example, I know that they have a partnership with Fireblocks, and so I'm sure could have a conversation and bring a particular blockchain to the forefront of their company in order to implement something like that. If there's demand there, of course, so.
Yeah, so I would reiterate what Alan just mentioned. ERC20 tokens are by far and away the easiest token type to add to the Prime Trust ecosystem. We can take on some of those other blockchain protocols, but it is a much more involved process versus simply doing an ERC20. If a security type has been tokenized, it's very easy for us to custody it and hold it in our accounts. We are able to do at Prime Trust today things such as holding public securities, but these are not typical brokerage accounts and would not be appropriate for active trading. It would be more along the lines of you want to deposit some public securities with us for long-term holding in vehicles such as an IRA. That might be an appropriate fit for us. But would mention Prime Trust is primarily focused on the cryptocurrency space and the private security space. When it comes to public securities, we do have some of that functionality already in place, but it's not our bread and butter.
Here's one from Don Ritzman. Can you explain in detail your KYC process? What type of information is required, and how do you verify that information?
Of course. So we use a number of vendors to verify KYC, but the primary pieces of information that we're going to need, at least for an individual US user, is some sort of photo identification, whether it's a driver's license or a passport, as well as that US resident's social security number or taxpayer ID, and a proof of address. So that's the key requirement for an individual US user. It is more intensive for an entity. For that, I would recommend visiting the Prime Trust site so you can see our full supplemental application that would need to be completed to onboard an individual business. But the process of clearing someone through KYC, especially if they're an individual, is very quick, typically about 30 to 60 seconds. We are able to accept users from all nations internationally outside of the OFAC list. So North Korea, Somalia, Iran, and the like would be prohibited, but any other country is essentially okay for you to bring users to us from. When it comes to onboarding individuals from international nations, the primary requirement is going to be that photo identification. We don't require a proof of address for an international individual, but we're utilizing a number of KYC systems on the back end, and performing that KYC check is a requirement of the Prime Trust BSA. So it is something that we need to do for each user that's brought to us.
Thanks, Skylar. We have another one from Trevor McDonald. I have access to several networks, so I could bring these in and receive a commission, or do you have a different structure for that? Alan?
We have a strategic partnership deck that we send. So that would be this here. Be happy to send this over. If you have access to a large network, this is something that we could definitely talk about. If you don't want to run your own platform, for example, you could sign up with the strategic partnership agreement that we have, and could be quite lucrative, very passive income for you. So I'd be more than happy to send this deck over. Just shoot me an email at alan@otctrade.com, ALAN, and I'll send you a follow-up, Trevor, and get that sent over so you can for your review.
That's great. And I think we have our last question here from David Actory. Do we have to have a subdomain of OTC Trade, or can we use our own domain?
Yes, so it has to be, it has to live on otctrade.com.
Great. So I'd like to thank everyone. That was our last question. So I'd like to thank everyone. We're very, very excited about this product. Put a lot of hard work into it, and I hope you like it. If you have any media requests or would like to write up about the product, please email me at al@otc.trade.com. If you have a technical questions, please email alan@otc.trade.com. And if you would like to be a beta customer, please email chris@otctrade.com. So thank you very much. And that's a wrap.
Thanks, Trevor.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe out there.